Have you ever pondered the question, is the moon the same size today as it was when Neil Armstrong took his historic steps? The answer, surprisingly, is no. Our moon, the celestial body that has been our night's companion since time immemorial, is shrinking. Yes, you heard that right. The moon is shrinking, and here's why and how. The moon is not a static, unchanging entity, it's a dynamic, evolving celestial body, much like our own planet. The moon's surface is covered in a layer of rocky crust, under which lies a partially molten mantle and a small, partly molten core. When the moon was young and hot, it was larger, but as it cooled over billions of years, the lunar interior contracted. This cooling and contracting process is responsible for the moon's shrinkage. As the moon's interior cools, it contracts. This contraction then causes the moon's surface to buckle, creating what are known as thrust faults. These faults appear as stair-step cliffs, or scarps, on the lunar surface. The Apollo missions in the late 60s and early 70s first gave us evidence of these thrust faults, and recent analysis of lunar seismic data has provided even more compelling evidence. It turns out that the moon is about 150 feet smaller in diameter today than it was several billion years ago. So the moon is shrinking because its interior is cooling, and this cooling is causing the lunar surface to contract. This contraction then leads to the creation of thrust faults, which appear as scarps on the lunar surface. To summarize, the moon's shrinkage is a result of its cooling interior. As the interior cools, it contracts, causing the lunar surface to buckle and create thrust faults. These faults, appearing as scarps, are evidence of the moon's contraction and its resulting shrinkage. The moon is about 150 feet smaller in diameter today than it was several billion years ago. The shrinking moon is a fascinating reminder of the dynamic, ever-changing nature of our universe. Even as we gaze up at the night sky, the celestial bodies we see are not static, but are constantly evolving, just like our understanding of them. The moon may be shrinking, but our knowledge and appreciation of it only continue to grow.